What's going on, football fans? Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you are in. I am Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy, joined by Danny Boy Reginald, and welcome to Week 6 of Thursday Night Gridiron on the Sports Insanity Network. Danny Boy Reg, how you doing, my friend?
Um, I'm okay. The sports calendar is now changing for me. We'll get to that on Friday for the reasons why, obviously. But sports calendar is changing for me, so now I am all in Knicks, Rangers, Jets, and all that stuff. So
Well, I'm all in Knicks, Rangers, Giants.
yeah, how about that? A Thursday
Yeah.
night showdown, Bill. Look, how do you honestly feel about these short weeks?
How do I feel about these what?
Short weeks.
I don't like them.
Neither do I.
We're going to keep this as quick and painless as humanly possible.
Yeah,
Um, No, this will be painless. The game is going to be painful.
exactly.
That's
Giants,
that's why they invented this beautiful thing, Reg. And guess what this beautiful thing is called?
Giants Eagles on a Thursday night at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah. So before we get to that, a couple things that we found out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, couple things that we need to talk about that happened this week. Since first he played for both of these teams and he's making another return to MetLife tonight, there was reports this week that in 2023, and this was put in the documentary Saquon, that John Mara declined Saquon's trade request
Yeah.
at the end of 2023.
So, continue. I didn't realize there was more info.
Yeah, so anyway, let me find. Okay, I got it right here. Um, it says that right here there were that he would have signed $10 million per year if they just would have operated a whole different way.
Mhm.
And John Mara denied Saquon's request to to seek a trade. And 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 I guess on the final day of franchise tag players, Barkley asked Mara if he could seek a trade. Mara said no. And he said, that makes no sense for us, to be honest with you. It's not going to be in your long term best interest to do that. There's no way that I would allow this at this point. You're too valuable to the franchise. Meanwhile, okay, months earlier, Shane warned him that ownership would not grant a trade request as Barkley threatened to go public because he was looking like an idiot. Shane said Barkley could have had his agent call around privately to gauge the market. You sure you think this is the right course of action? And exasperated Shane as Barkley played mad. Wow. And in the final offers that were exchanged by the Giants and Barkley in July 2023, they were less than $2 million apart.
So, having all that information out there,
This is insane.
all the information that we're getting right now, you mean to tell me that and look, this is no secret. Like there was a saga. We knew there was a saga between the Giants and Saquon. We knew Saquon wanted a long-term deal or be out. This was not a secret. But now you mean to tell me that it was fractured? 2023? It was fractured
And he played another full season with the Giants.
and played another full season, Bill. Like so
Okay,
he
can
was pissed
we?
that year. That entire season, he played pissed. Played well, but played pissed. I think the Giants did the right thing by moving on from Saquon. It's not, it has nothing to do with talent. We all know Saquon's very talented. We all know Saquon obviously went to the division rival and is pissing off Giant fans even more. The Giants did the right thing. Now that I have this info, because before I thought the Giants were crazy. I mean, what were you doing? Like, don't let that guy leave the building. You should
No,
have
I
said
wouldn't let him
him
leave.
instead of Daniel Jones. Now we know why. Now we know why they didn't commit to him. So, with that said, it's going to be a process for the Giants moving forward. They're going to have to figure out their running game. They're going to the Scatterboo, and hopefully he'll turn out to be great. If not, there's plenty of running backs in the draft they can look at, whatever the case is. But I think the move to not sign Saquon to the big deal that they wanted, and knowing that the relationship, excuse me, was fractured even before that offseason. Giants did the right thing. As much as Giant fans hate it, and they can hate it all they want, I know you hated it. It was the right thing to do. Now the Giants can do their thing. If it's with this regime, it's with this regime. It's with the next regime, it's with the next regime. And you just move forward.
Oh, absolutely.
And look, Saquon's happy. He gets a Super Bowl. He has the season of his life and is continuing to be great. The Giants can rebuild. That simple.
Yeah, but that really shows you that this organization is dysfunctional.
It's dysfunctional. And look, it is exactly what it looks like. You have an incompetent owner, John Mara. You have an incompetent GM, Joe
Joe
Shane.
Shane.
You have an incompetent coach in Brian Dable. Everything spills out to be dysfunctional, incompetent, horrible franchise.
I
But
agree.
right now, the Giants can reverse that with this Jackson Dart, with Malik Neighbors when he's healthy again. We don't know when that will be, but when he's healthy again. Um, and they can continue to move forward. They have to get it right, Bill. At some point, they gotta get it right.
Oh, they absolutely have to get it right.
Look, growing up, I've always known the Giants, not necessarily to be the greatest organization, but they knew how to win. They had Tom Coughlin, and they were a nicely run franchise. They weren't the best. It wasn't always pretty, but they always knew how to get themselves back into the right mindset. There's been too much dysfunction with this organization. Way too much.
Brother, you're preaching to the choir.
So just
And
throwing that out
you
there.
know what
But
it is.
but knowing this, the Giants made the right decision. Look, but now they have to get it right with this new regime or with this regime. They got to get it right. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, but anyway, guess what I'm thinking of? The Hard Knocks clip. That was the worst idea they've had in ever.
Oh God! Expose what they were.
It exposed that this franchise is being run by a bunch of dumbasses.
Horrible, horrible. Look, I mean, at least Wellington Mara had the balls to be like, I can't do football operations, so I'm going to give it to George Young, and they won Super Bowls. John Mara, and look, obviously, I don't want to rip on John too much. I know he's going through a battle with cancer. He's sick right now.
And we wish him the best.
We wish him the best, but look, it's not going to change my opinion of him. Like, he's a dysfunctional owner. He's terrible. He's not
I
good.
hope he gets better. I hope he recovers, but the
Yeah.
guy's an idiot.
Mara, Tish, all of them bad.
They're morons. I'm going to say this again. Reggie, my brother in Christ, they should not have done that. They shouldn't have shown the Hard Knocks clip. Because you know what? That just shows what a dysfunctional franchise we're on. And if you've seen the new Superman movie, sorry, small spoiler. If you haven't seen the new Superman movie, sorry, small spoiler. This movie is being run by the monkeys from the new Superman movie.
Like,
This team is being run by the monkeys from the new Superman movie.
knowing that HBO doesn't even have to try to
They don't even have to try to make the Giants look bad.
like, they did it effortlessly. They're just taping.
Effortlessly.
This is not like, Jersey Shore where everything's scripted. No.
Oh,
It's a joke, my man. It's a joke.
I'm at a
Um,
loss for words right now, Reggie boy.
yeah. And again, they have the chance to redeem themselves starting tonight against the Eagles.
Are they going to do that? Let's see.
Well, four Eagles are 4-1, which and Giants are 1-4. They're on the opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of the NFC East and the NFL in general. So, obviously going in, it's going to be a weird game. I do like their defense.
Their defense is good.
Like I like it. It's not great, but they make plays and they get key stops. And look, if the offense clicks, it could be it could be a good one. The problem is the Eagles. I think the Eagles are better. I know they don't have Carter tonight, which is that's a huge loss. But I still think the Philly offense, when it's not facing teams like the Denver Broncos, when they're not scared and everything, I think it could work well. It could work very well. Saquon's got to get the ball, man. He got like what 6 carries the the other week, I think, or maybe I misread that, but it's just like, you know, like you got to feed him as much as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, anyway, um, yeah. So, first off, with the Eagles, who are coming off a loss, who's more important to the offense, AJ Brown or Saquon Barkley?
Well, obviously Saquon's more important, but you know, AJ Brown's got to step it up a little bit more.
Oh, he does.
I think he's done a nice job, but I think he needs to make a big time impact play. Like if you can get and look, Hurts got to feed him too. But if he can make a big time impact play that could absolutely damage the Giants' hopes, like, and it's not just one, it's multiple. Like you have to be sure that he has to be great on the receiving end. And if he can do that, the Eagles will be unstoppable with their running game, with the brotherly shove.
The tush push.
Like, if you can get everything working, it's solid what they got. It's really solid.
It, so, how do they get AJ Brown more involved this year?
Well, they just got to pass him the ball, you know?
Yes.
Like that's all it is. It's about getting him the ball, you know? Like any opportunity that you get, look, the Giants are good defensively. If he gets some space, like Jalen Hurts got to read that and make sure you pass it to him.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to make sure he passes it to him.
Yeah,
And that's how I think how AJ Brown gets more involved.
yeah.
Um, are the Eagles as good as they were last year?
Um, Maybe. I mean, the NFL, the landscape's changing for sure. The Eagles definitely don't have the same offensive line or defensive line. Um, so, but I think they're good enough. They're definitely going to make a run at the Super Bowl. They'll probably go deep again. Um, but same as last year, we don't probably not. I think they didn't get worse, but I don't know if they got better.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with them.
Yes, I'm going to agree with that because the landscape is changing. All right, flipping to the Giants. Jackson Dart's impressions. What do you think?
Um, with Jackson Dart, I like how he's a for I like that he is aggressive with the ball. He uses his legs too. I like that he has no shame in, passing the ball. He has confidence, he has swagger. He just needs more reps. He needs more time to develop. So it may not come into everything may not come together this season. It may take a year or two. Like I could definitely see him being like a year three where everything breaks down. It could happen earlier, which would be wonderful for y'all. But I think that he needs a little more time. It's a rough NFL out there. The NFL's getting tougher. So I think for him, if he continues to have that swagger, you know, get better, obviously get better at the passing game, get better at the running game, all that stuff. The Giants can hit on that. It'd be great. I'm just gonna throw this idea out there. And again, me and Bill have been talking about Brian Dable being on the hot seat this
Yeah, how
season.
many wins does it need to save him?
Yeah, despite the fact that this season we're giving him sort of a pass because of the fact that he is developing a new quarterback, everything's changing. I think Jackson Dart would benefit if the Giants were to make a change of coaching. I think that he would benefit more.
But how many games do you think it's going to be to save Brian Dable?
If can get 8 wins, I think that would be enough.
I think
Anything less than
7 or 8 sounds fine.
I think anything less than 8, I'm okay with the Giants, even in a year where there was not supposed to be any big changes during the 2025 offseason going to 2026. I think Dart would benefit from a coaching change. If you get him the right offensive coaching, if you get him the right head coach, that will because ultimately developing's fine. It's also about the utilizing your talent and getting them together to win, having a winning culture. Because right now, the Giants, even though it seems better, they're still losers. They're lovable losers, you know?
Yeah, they're lovable losers. So now I would say 7 or 8. I think 7, they might be able to get away with it. But if they lose less than 7, he's gone. He gone.
All right.
So so what is your X factor for tonight?
I think for the Giants, it's the defense. If you can get the Gi-
Yes.
if the defense can get big time stops, look, the Broncos defense did a tremendous job in the second half against the Eagles to limit them to no points. If the Giants can do something similar, maybe limit them to like 3 points, and then your offense takes off and comes back and wins the game, that would be a solid night. So I'm looking at the Giant defense to really make a big statement here. Like if the Giants are really going to be changing everything, it starts with the defense and making sure that their offense gets a chance to actually blow the game open.
Oh, absolutely.
And as for the Eagles, when we already talked about it, look, the defense has to be better closing out games. But then the offense you gotta have explosive players on offense. Score points, and keep scoring. The Giants are inferior, or at least they seem like it, but you just never know, right? So Be take it as a compliment, by the way, because I
Take it
know I
compliment.
know I know you're really down on this team, but hear me out. Giant
I'm hearing you.
defense doing well. Eagles offense looking terrible.
We might have something here. I think for the Giants, I think their X factor is going to be like you said, the defense. I think Scatterboo though, like he's still got to bounce back from last week when
But you
he
know what?
turned.
I'm not worried about Scatterboo. Why are you worried about Scatterboo?
Like after he had that game where he had 3 turnovers last week, I think he needs to step up.
But my big thing is with Scatterboo, the only reason why I'm not worried about him is because he's young. And I think because of his talent, I really think that he just needs to be more polished. If he gets more polished, he should be much better. So I'm not too worried about that. Like he's gonna make mistakes. The big
He
thing
is
he
going
has
to
to do is
be.
clean up those mistakes. Like I'd be more like if he has no turnovers today, I think that's a massive win for Cam.
No, that would be a massive win.
Yeah.
So, okay, anyway, and I'm just making these up on the spot. Reg, time for rapid fire.
Okay.
Ready? All right, Reg, who is your sleeper team right now in the NFL?
The Denver Broncos.
Okay, how come?
I think that well, first of all, that big win against Philly last week was eye-opening. And also they had Sean Payton, man. Like he's a beast. Love him as a coach. I think I think people need to watch out for them. I really do.
And I'm gonna say the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They're that's another good team.
I think Liam Cohen has been doing a good job.
Yeah.
I think Trevor Lawrence is looking good, even though he's on his third head coach right now. I would say the he's looking good. I would say it's going to be the Jags.
Stay with
Oh,
me. Stay with me. Duval.
Duval. Okay. In each conference, what is the division to look at?
NFC North, AFC East.
Really? You think the East?
Um, Buffalo, New England.
I
Specific.
agree. Okay, I agree with you on the NFC North. And AFC East, I think it's something to look out for because it's between Buffalo and New England, as we saw New England take out Buffalo last week.
Yeah.
Um, I would say the division to watch in the AFC, I would say it's probably going to be the West
Hmm.
because Chargers and Broncos are tied for first.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are the Chiefs are looking in. Like if Los Angeles and Denver lose this weekend and KC wins, it's a three-way tie. So I would say NFC North because NFC, okay, AFC West, like I said, Chargers and Broncos and Chiefs, I think they're all going to be fighting it out. For the NFC, I think it's going to be, because you got Detroit, you got Minnesota looking good, you got Green Bay looking good. Chicago is not down and out at this moment. So that's what I would say. Okay, Reggie, hit me. Prediction for tonight.
It'd be the Eagles beating the Giants. I'm gonna say by a score, like make 8 points, 7 points type of thing. Maybe at least three.
I'm gonna say I think the Eagle. I hate to say it, I think the Eagles are gonna squeak by unless this Giants defense really comes to play. So I'm picking the Eagles, unfortunately, and I hate to say that, but go Giants. Okay. If you want to see more, go to www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Check out our blogs. Check out everything. Check out our podcast available on all platforms, especially the Mothership Pod.
Mhm.
And here on the YouTube, check out this show we do every Thursday night. Check out Sunday Sideline Report. Check out check out Sunday Sideline Report, 1-to-1, many other lovely things, all here on YouTube. And our Bombers Banter post-mortem coming in the next few days.
Stay tuned for that. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, we might need some alcohol for that one, Reggie. And you don't
Well,
even drink.
that's a you thing. I don't do that stuff.
I'll drink for both of us. Brother, I'll drink for both of us.
Um,
Um, anyway, so that is the show for today. Today, sportsinsanitynetwork.com. From Danny Boy Reginald, I'm Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy. Stay safe. Take care.
Peace and love.